It's the moment you've been waiting for since last November. Friday Football Extra is back, and so is the Kern County High School football season. 3 section champions in action tonight, including the Ridgeview Wolfpack looking to follow up a nearly perfect season. And at Garces, the Mission Bowl kicks off between the Rams and the Eagles of Bakersfield Christian on a completely made-over Sam Tobias Field. Plus, the Delano schools are on display with the defending Division VI champions Kennedy making the trip to Bakersfield. The South High Rebels get rolling against Chavez Shafter, and his new head coach looks to make an about-face, and someone stunted hard enough to get our play of the week. It's your favorite 15 minutes of the week. This is FFX.
From the 17 News Studio, this is FFX, Friday Football Extra, with 17 Sports Director Lena Washington and Tabitha Mills. FFX.
Welcome to our first Friday Football Extra of 2016. I'm Lena Washington, joined by Tabitha Mills this season. And Tabitha is a North High grad herself, so she knows how big prep football is in Kern County.
Right here.
Yep.
Well, it's the week many players and coaches and fans have been working towards since last December, and now it's time to see their fruits of their labor on the gridiron. And you can catch us both right here every Friday at 11:15 on TV 17.
All right, now let's get started with a big one up north. A big local matchup first. The Ridgeview Wolfpack showed us last year that it doesn't matter what league or division their opponent plays in, they have the potential to run them into the ground. After a nearly perfect season, the Pack is back and opening the season against Stockdale, a Southwest Yosemite League team that hasn't had a winning season since 2009. But third-year head coach Brett Shelton has some talented players coming back, looking to make the Mustangs a dark horse in the Power League. To the View we go. Dennis Manning entering his 8th season as the leader of the Pack. No Damon DeGraffenreid, no Jalen Prevost, who sat out due to disciplinary reasons. Sophomore quarterback Keontae Glitton making his debut, but it is one guy we've seen many, many times last season. That's Elijah Ortiz going to the house for Stockdale, and he puts Stockdale on the board early in the first quarter. The Mustangs strike first. Jacob Ruley is the quarterback, and that is 7-0 Stockdale. The Wolfpack come back in the half. Glinton hits Norman Kramer, a BHS transfer, and the Wolfpack get on the board, completing the 2-point conversion. It's 8-7 Pack at the half. Then Stockdale responds. A Ruley pass. Stephen Renock hits. That is Ruley to Stephen Renock in the end zone. Stockdale leads 13-8, and then the Mustangs keep rolling from there. Ruley hits Brandon Dunn in the end zone, and the Mustangs put on a show and put the Valley on notice. It's the first regular season loss for Ridgeview since 2014. Final score, Stockdale 34, Ridgeview 20. Ridgeview will face Liberty next week while Stockdale hosts Independence. And now we'll head up north where Liberty is at LaMonica Stadium taking on Clovis West. Liberty, of course, the defending Division I Valley champions. No Jordan Love, no Quincy Jounty, but plenty of talent still to go. 14-7 Pats in the second quarter. Liberty quarterback Bryson Fulconnor hits Johnny Balderas in the flat, and then later in the drive, Fulconnor is picked off by Schramm, one of the Schramm brothers. Dusty with the pick there. But the Golden Eagles couldn't cash it in on fourth down. Deep in Liberty territory, Adrian Martinez rolls out, but it's intercepted by Johnny Balderas, a senior at Liberty. And in the later in the quarter, more Eagle defense. The fumble snap leads to a big sack. Liberty would lead 14-7 at halftime, but Liberty goes on to win this one by 4 points in Clovis, 28-24 the final. Now let's head out to Garces for the first ever meeting between two of Bakersfield's private high schools. Bakersfield Christian coming in for the Mission Bowl. And at kickoff, it was the Rams on a mission after a 60-yard kickoff return by West transfer Chris Coleman. Garces quarterback Connor Bruce hits Cameron Roberson for a 40-yard touchdown pass, and the Rams are up 7-0 1 minute into the game. Less than 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Bruce finds another target. That's Justin Barnes, a 58-yard touchdown pass to put the Rams up 14-0 in the second quarter. The Rams defense kept BCHS quarterback Austin Gaines from dropping some big bombs throughout the first quarter, but in the second, it's Braden Wingle coming in for Gaines, who puts the Eagles on the board. Jeremiah Foster, he took a couple hard hits in this one, but this one, he makes it count. That's a touchdown pass. The extra point attempt was blocked, so it's just 6 on the board for Bakersfield Christian. It was 14-6 Garces at the half, which ended with a Cameron Roberson interception. And Garces takes the first ever Mission Bowl 44-21. The Rams travel to Arroyo Grande next week, and BCHS hosts Central Valley Christian for the Milk Bowl. We're rounding out the Southwest Yosemite League teams in action tonight. Frontier hosting Cabrillo out of Lompoc. We couldn't make it out there, but Frontier rolls. 42-7 the final. Frontier will be at Paso Robles next week.
We have a full slate of all Kern County matchups coming up, but we'll kick things off with Chavez at South. Both teams are coming off heartbreaking losses in the playoffs by 6 points or less last season, but both programs have shown tremendous growth over the last 2 seasons with Valley titles within reach. Titans making the trip from Delano to Plan's Road tonight. You saw the famous haka from the Rebels in the opening of the show. Scoreless after the first quarter, Chavez gets on the board first. Clemente Montes was at his name plenty of times last year with that touchdown. Titans were 7-0 at that point. Chavez in the second quarter, we don't see any more scoring until the third. Chavez again, Ulysses Uribe with a 2-yard run to make it 14-0 Chavez. Their defense has been a force the last couple of seasons, and Chavez wins at 14-6. That is. The Rebels will be at Delano next week, while the Titans will be at Golden Valley. Let's head out to the Foothill Trojans, or the Trojans coming off a 2-8 season, that is, hosting the back-to-back Division 6 Valley Championships. Kennedy gets on the board first. Devin Lee takes the handoff right there on the goal line with the drive. The Thunderbirds go for 2-point conversion because, hey, why not? Handoff to Daniel Flores. He was a key member of last year's section title team. That makes it 8-0 Kennedy. The T-Birds just keep rolling. Patrick Orke, that is, gets into the end zone. The extra point is good to make it 15-0 Kennedy. Foothill gets on the board before the end of the first half. Quarterback Nick Elizialda with a deep pass to Montel Littles. A little bit goes a long way. Why not? Extra point is good to make it 15-7 Kennedy in the second quarter. Kennedy gets rolling, 42-24 the final. Foothill is at Arvin next week, and Kennedy hosts Miramonte. And let's head to the E Block. The East Bakersfield Blaze hosting the Tigers of Delano. Second play of the game. Quarterback Richard Lara hands the ball up to number 24 Raymond Marquez for the first down of the game. And fans love first downs at East. And why did I tell you that? Well, here's why. A few snaps later, it's Laura DeMarquez again. Touchdown, East high. The extra point is good, and the Blades up 7-0 with 8:46 left in the first. Then Delano back to receive. Number 8, Jesus Garcia with the ball, but he's hit hard. Blades, number 14, Danny Brown. Cheerleaders, they're liking what they see so far. A couple plays later, Delano in their territory. Quarterback Austin Salgado dishes it to number 11, Fabian Aguilar, for a touchdown. And then the extra point is blocked. 7-6 Blades. Then in the second quarter, 3 minutes left, Delano with the ball, and it's intercepted by East number 8, Joe Robinson. It's a beautiful interception. He takes it all the way for a touchdown. Extra point would be good. Blades up 14-6 at the half, and that would be your final. Blades win their first one at home, 14-6. East hosts North next week. Delano plays South.
All right, now Tabitha and I are pretty active on the Twitter machine, so let us know what you think about the show or what you're looking forward to this season using the hashtag #ThisIsFFX.
And we still have plenty more football coming at you, including 3 South Sequoia League teams opening their seasons at home. We're at Taft, Arvin, and Miramonte after the break. Stick around, more FFX is coming up next.
Friday Football Extra is brought to you by Kern Schools Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back. Now to a battle between two second-year head coaches at North and South. The Stars have big gaps to fill after losing many of their stand-up players to graduation in the spring. Norm Brown will be relying on his young talent to step up. And Lucas Lucero at Independence in South Bakersfield wants his team to step up after a 5-6 season that ended in a shutout loss in the playoffs. To Independence we go. The Falcons looking to rise above mediocrity this season. Second quarter, 4:30 on the clock. North High's Jacob Berryman runs it in, 20 yards for the NHS touchdown. North puts on the board an extra point, so it's 14-7 North. The Stars quarterback Marley Garrett passes to James Johnson, and it's so close, but it is not a touchdown. Out of bounds, then Garrett with a deep throw. Jacob Berryman, again, we'll see more from him, and it's almost, is it in the end zone? Is it intercepted? We'll see. It is almost intercepted there. Oh, that would have been a great play by North, but the ref says no go. It's a dead ball. The Stars end up winning 24-14 over the Falcons. Next week, North takes on East. Independence is up against Stockdale. Now let's head out to Taft. The Wildcats hosting Golden Valley. Check out that bear with the tuba. The Bulldogs had a Cinderella run to the semifinals of the Division III playoffs last year, looking to build on that, but first quarter, Taft gets on the board. Robert Cozine, 20-yard touchdown makes it 7-0 Wildcats. Later in the quarter, more from Cozine or Cozine, we'll figure it out during the season. A 35-yard run. We know Taft hangs its hat on its running game, so that's Cozine reminding us of it early going. The extra point or the 2-point conversion is no good, so it's 13-0 Taft. More running from the Wildcats. This time it's Setafanu Maui. Maui Wowie, 11-yard touchdown run makes it 19-0 Taft. Then we get some light throwing action. A 1-yard touchdown pass. Jacob Gonzalez, 1-yarder, makes it 27-0 Taft. Golden Valley gets on the board before the end of the first half. An 18-yard run from Weldon Colbert, but Taft puts on a show. 47-7 the final. Taft is at Monache next week.
Arvin hosting Highland. The Bears looking to improve from a 2-8 season. The Scots went 5-7 in the first. Bear quarterback Chris Contreras to number 24 Chris Torres, 8-yard run on the sweep to the end zone. The extra point would be no good at 6-0 Arvin. Later on in the first quarter, running back number 36 Rafael Velasquez with a 2-yard run into the end zone. And that extra point, no good again. So Arvin's up 12-0, but then Highland gets on the board in the second, and it's going to be thanks to quarterback Cade Sakamoto and number two, and Noah Ramirez. 11 yards into the end zone, and it's just not a good night for kickers. So Scott's extra point is no good. 12-6 Arvin. The Scots duo strikes again. Sakamoto to Ramirez for an 11-yard run this time into the end zone, and the Scots, they go for two because kicking's not working out. The duo dazzles again, and Highland is up 14-12. And then Highland blows it open. Sakamoto hands off to number 20, Gabriel Johnson, and he take it 36 yards for a touchdown. Scots dominate with a 41-18 win. Highland hosts Shafter next week. And Shafter at Miramonte, both teams looking to establish their identities and make some noise. Fumble the ball, and Miramonte's Logan Kalunga recovers, and the Lions capitalize on that turnover. Kenneth Hammonds takes the handoff and runs it in two, put Miramonte on the board. The 2-point conversion is no good, so Shafter holds on to a 1-point lead. Shafter's ball security in the game, though, it's just not the best. Nick Perez fumbles and gives a gift to the Lions. Again, Shafter starts the season with a win 20-6 over to Arvin.
All right, coming up after the break, we have our first head-turning play of the season and our first play of the week this year.
Which crazy catch, ridiculous run, 6 sack was so nice we had to see it twice. Find out after the break. This is FFX.
Friday Football Extra is brought to you by Bakersfield Driving School.